Hey there. So let's see here. Let's get you going with burning an ISO image to a USB thumb drive. I am going to show you around a little bit. So let's get started with this particular page. You want to get, first of all, you need an ISO file that you're going to burn. So for this example, I'm going to use Fedora. Here's your ISO. Okay, you would just simply click on the download button. Let's see if that works. Hot damn. And just so you can find the file, I don't know your skill level, so you can put it wherever you want to, but download is a good spot for it. You're going to hit save. I'm going to hit cancel. Okay, that will get you the ISO installer. Next, you're going to need to download a little utility called Balena Etcher, which is exactly what you need. Flash OS images to SD cards and USB drives. Can't be more fitting. So download Etcher. And here you've got some options for your particular operating system. The three main ones, it's either going to be Windows, Mac OS for Intel, or Mac OS for the new processors, or you may even be running Linux. But if you're running Linux, you might as well do it from the command line. But anyway, free country, you choose. Take a download and download the appropriate one and go ahead and install it. I trust you know how to do that. So I'm going to go on to the next step. So let's go and find our Etcher. There it is. Okay. All right. So you want to flash. Obviously, you're going to need to tell it what file to use. So you click on Flash from File. You go to your Downloads folder and pick your ISO file. Hit Open. Next, you need to tell it where to write to. And usually the default picks the correct output device in terms of where your USB thumb drive is plugged in. But just for kicks, we're going to look at what's hidden down here. And in my case, this is my system drive. This is where my operating system is installed. Hence, system drive in red, meaning don't write here. Okay? So this was already selected correctly. So I'm going to hit select. And next, I'm going to hit flash. You'll probably need to authenticate depending on your system. And now it's going to write to the disk. And I'm going to let this run. And it's going to be writing for, it looks like roughly 5 minutes. Okay. And then after that, it's going to actually validate your written data to make sure the drive is clean and there's no corruption. The next step, you can decide to skip. I don't recommend it. Just let it verify because it'll just be less trouble for you in the future. All right, so here the flashing is almost done. So that's what that looks like. And now it's going to go through the validation routine. That's going to take another 4 minutes or so. I mean, you see that there's a skip button here. Again, I don't recommend it, but you can do whatever you want and see what that will do. So I'm going to let this finish, and then I'll give you a few more snippets and thoughts, and we're done. All right, so we are done. Hot damn diggity. Okay. So we can close this. Okay, one more afterthought. I mean, I did forget to mention in the very beginning, although it's a bit of a moot point, usually instructions include that a USB thumb drive should be at least 4 gigs in size. However, the last several times that I went to the store, I couldn't even find a USB flash drive that is less than, say, 16 gigs in size, or maybe the smallest is 8 now, whatever it is. So plus, if you compare the file size of what you downloaded to the drive that you're going to write it to, obviously there has to be a match. So if you had a 3 gig file, you'd need a 4 gig drive to write it to. So that's just common sense. But so if you wanted to take a look, we can look at the file manager. Here's the thumb drive, and it's written these folders and everything that contains. And even this one even says Fedora on it. So the next best step for testing this thumb drive is to just stick it into a drive and boot a computer with it and just see if it'll walk you all the way into the live CD. You don't have to install anything. You can just run a live version of Fedora right off of the USB stick without, destroying any data on the disk. So that's about it. What else was I going to say? If you have any other questions, if there was something that was unclear or a tangent or something else specific to your system that you'd like me to answer, just drop me a line. If you would, give me a thumbs up if you appreciate the video, that would be nice. And to keep up with what I'm doing next, well, subscribing would be the next step. Other than that, I hope you have a great day and enjoy playing with your new thumb drive. And let's see how you do with your new OS, okay? Cheers.